Hey, good day, everybody. Felita here. I just wanted to come out to you today and share with you my grocery haul. I just came back in from the grocery store and I was inspired to share this video with you. I remember before my cancer diagnosis, it was just very few things that I would actually get or purchase in the produce department. Of course, I would always do my simple things such as, your salads and your potatoes, your onions, and, simple things like that. But I remember just, I used to buy so many packaged foods that I just didn't buy a whole lot of produce items. So now when I look at my grocery cart and I look at my groceries and what I actually purchase now, it's a huge difference compared to what I used to purchase. So I just wanted to take a moment and just kind of show you a little bit of what I bought today. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera in hopes that you can actually see everything. So I've got everything kind of laid out here on my counter here. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to show you is the beets. I buy fresh beets, and what I do is chop off the top green part here, and I actually use let me see if I can put this camera up. Let me put the camera up so that, okay, so I had to come back because I wanted to free my hands up from the camera and wanted to show you basically my grocery overhaul. So these are my beets, okay, and I buy fresh beets, and normally what I do is I'll take the greenery part up here. I'll cut these off from my actual beets, and I'll use the green leaves in my green juicing. Okay, and then of course the beets, I will sometimes I'll use them raw on top of my salads, and they taste really good on top of your salads. You can also boil your beets, just boil them in water and put you maybe like a cap full of apple cider vinegar. I always suggest Bragg's. Make sure that you get Bragg's because it has the mother in it. And so I will use, or I'll eat the beets like with, some of my other vegetables as well. I generally always put, I buy like 3 organic bunches of kale. I usually put about 2 of the bunches of kale in my green juicing, and then I'll take another bunch of the kale and I'll do like a kale salad or something. My husband loves kale, so I have to, that's a big vegetable item in my household. And the next green veggie that I have is bok choy. Okay, bok choy is really good. It's more of an Asian vegetable, but I use it in my green juice, and it's really good. You can also stir fry it and eat it just as a plain vegetable. Okay. And these are my green beans. I got a whole bag of green beans. I will be more than likely sauteing the green beans. I also have you can consider this a purple or red cabbage. I love the purple and the red cabbage shredded inside my salads. I haven't actually learned an actual recipe to actually cook the red cabbage, but I'm sure that I could probably put it inside cook it with my green cabbage the same way. It's just that I haven't actually done it that way. I just like, when I'm eating my foods now, I want to make sure that I can see the rainbow, that I've got a lot of different colors. And then, of course, this is my zucchini. Um, Zucchini, I love zucchini. And I recently bought this spiral cutter to start making my own zoodles. So I'm going to be, instead of using noodles with gluten in it, because I realized that I'm gluten intolerant. So I have to do everything gluten-free. As a matter of fact, these are some rotini noodles that I bought today. The brand is Banza, and they're actually made from chickpeas. So these are gluten-free. Okay, they're made out of chickpeas, tapioca, and pea protein. So I would do like a pasta dish or something like that with these. Okay, I've already showed you my zucchini, and also with my zucchini, I will also bake. I'll do what's called zucchini boats, and what I'll do is I'll slice the zucchini, and I'll put a little like avocado oil or either grapeseed oil on top, and then I'll season it with salt and pepper, and then I'll use these breadcrumbs on top. These are Ian's panko breadcrumbs, and they are absolutely delicious. You put it in the oven and you bake it for about maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and you have your zucchini boats, and they are absolutely delicious. I have my celery here. I use celery in quite a few of my dishes, but especially in my green juice recipe. I always put a bunch of celery stalks in with my green juice. I have my cucumbers. You know, with cucumbers, cucumbers really is a lot of water. It contains a lot of water, so I make sure that I use my cucumbers in my green juice. I always buy the green Granny Smith apples because they have less sugar. I have really eliminated a lot of sugar from my diet. And although I love the red apples, I realize that the Granny Smith apples are actually better for me. So when I'm doing my green juicing, I'll use like one green apple inside my green juice to make it more alkaline. Okay. Another thing I've had to switch over to is gluten-free crackers. These are actually Vans. They're gluten-free. They are really, really good. They're extremely crunchy. I still like the crunchiness of crackers sometimes. However, these are much better for you because they don't contain any hydrogenated oils or artificial colors or flavors. So I'm a lot more conscious now about what I actually purchase and what I bring in the house. This is my squash. I will probably sometimes I'll take the zucchini and the squash and the onions. I have my purple onions here, or red onions if you want to call them. I'll do the squash, and I'll do the zucchini, and I'll do my red onions, and I'll do my bell peppers, and I'll do that as a saute. I'll saute that up, put a little salt and pepper in it, and a little grapeseed oil or either avocado oil, and I'll stir it up, and that's used as like a saute for one of my vegetables as well. So that is that. Another thing I wanted to show you is hummus. I buy the Sabra Classic Hummus. Hummus is basically chickpeas, and basically everything I buy, I try to make sure that it's got this non-GMO verified label on it, because if it doesn't say non-GMO, then just understand that you're consuming genetically modified foods, and that is one thing that I realized that's really causing a lot of digestion problems, and just pretty much problems in general, because most of us, we eat a lot of a lot of genetically modified foods, GMOs. So if it doesn't say non-GMO verified on there, just understand that it is a GMO. Another thing that I keep a bunch of is mushrooms. I buy the organic Baby Bella mushrooms. I use mushrooms instead of meat in my spaghetti. So what I normally do, I fix spaghetti the same way. It's just that I use the mushrooms, and the mushrooms gives you that effect of the meat. So I use the mushrooms, I use the onions, I use the bell peppers, and then I use the tomato sauce. So I use all of that. Okay, so I keep a bunch of the mushrooms because I also make mushroom burgers. I make my burgers out of mushroom as well, and it usually includes like mushrooms, chickpeas, onions, cayenne pepper, and some other seasoning, onion powder and other seasonings and spices as well. Okay, then of course we got the faithful old bananas. Gotta always have the bananas. My family loves grapes. You know, the funny thing about grapes is that, this is the way my family is that if I leave these grapes sitting on the counter just like this, they won't eat them. But if I put them in the little Ziploc bags, they're gone within a day's time. I can hardly ever even eat any because they eat them all so fast. So that's the thing about the grapes in my family. Another thing that I like to do on my own is my own pizza. I make my own pizza. This is a vegan pizza crust, and what I normally do is I do the same thing that when I go over to my favorite restaurant, my favorite live foods restaurant, I purchase the pizza there, but the pizza there is 18 bucks. And it's not very big at all, so you don't get a whole lot. So I just made an order from Swanson, and I bought my own. I'm going to start doing my own kamut bread, and I just recently, this order just came in today, and this is the kamut flour. So I'm going to be making my own pizza crust with kamut flour. And I'm going to be doing some videos, and I'll show you that as well when I do that. Okay. Another thing that I had to switch over to is, since I'm now dairy free, I buy this type of cheese. This is the Dyer brand, dairy free style shredded cheese. One is cheddar and one is mozzarella. I get this at Kroger. You can get it for $3.99 a package. And this is actually my first time actually buying this particular cheese because I've been on traditional cheese. I had a lot of the traditional cheese in my freezer, and I've been using that up. But my husband or my son, they don't like dairy at all. So this is going to be perfect, a perfect dairy cheese replacement. Another thing I love is my salmon. I love to do salmon croquettes, patties. I don't know if y'all know about that, but I'm old school and I still like salmon croquette patties. So I like to do that. I do eat salmon, okay? I do eat the wild caught salmon. So another thing you want to make sure that it says is wild caught. So even when I'm doing the fresh salmon, when I buy frozen salmon, and also when I buy canned salmon, I make sure that it all says wild caught, because otherwise it's genetically modified, and you don't want to consume genetically modified foods because it's cancerous, cancer causing. This is my ginger. I always buy fresh ginger. I put ginger in with my green juice. I usually just peel the ginger, peel the skin off of the ginger, and I'll put one of these in with my green juice to just kind of give it just a spark of just a little sweetness to it, okay? Another thing I always buy between the nuts, you want to make sure that you got your nuts in as well. I buy walnuts. I also buy this Brazil nuts, and I've got a cheese recipe that I'm going to be making with Brazil nuts. So your best nuts to consume are Brazil nuts and walnuts. So those are the two nuts that we eat here in my household. So this is my unboxing of my Swanson order. So I'm going to take a minute and just kind of go through it and show you what I ordered from Swanson. This was my online order. Let's see here. Okay, so I've already showed you my kamut flour. I purchased that, and I've got the organic rice and shine hot cereal. It's gluten free. One of the biggest challenges I've been having is finding some type of grain to have for breakfast. And since I'm now gluten-free, I have to make sure that everything says gluten-free. And this, of course, is non-GMO. You see it's got on the bottom USDA organic, okay? And then I bought some brown rice farina hot cereal. It's also gluten-free from Red Mill. And you can buy a lot of these products in the store. It's just that when you order them online, you save a lot of money when you order online. And I bought some additional raw Brazil nuts because I'm going to be doing my my cheese with the Brazil nuts. And then I have some spelt flour. I have a couple of recipes that I'm going to be putting together, and I'll do a video when I come out, when I have an opportunity to get that together. So I bought actually 2 packs of spelt flour and 2 packs of the kamut flour. And I do have a couple of recipes that I'm going to be using with those, and when I get ready to prepare it, I'll do a video and upload the video for you as well. Another thing that I bought was the Walden Farms. Let me show you here. This is the Walden Farms pear and white balsamic vinaigrette salad dressing. I started buying this brand because it doesn't have a lot of the gook that a lot of the other salad dressings have. This one has no saturated fat, no trans fat. It doesn't have any sugar in it. When you look at the nutrition facts on the back of the bottle, let me see if I can get it a little bit closer here. But when you look at the nutrition facts here, it doesn't have a lot of the gook that a lot of stuff in the grocery stores have. Another thing that I purchased, let me show you one other thing. I am a big pancake person. I really like pancakes. I know it's a carb that's not good for you, but I do 80%, fruits and veggies, and then of course I still do 20% of the other. But I found this particular pancake mix in the grocery store. It's from King Arthur's flour brand, and it's also gluten-free. I made these the other day, and they were absolutely delicious. Sometimes when you go gluten-free, everything doesn't taste the same. But this particular brand here, these pancakes are absolutely delicious. Okay, so next time you're in the store, look for the King Arthur flour gluten-free pancake mix if you're a pancake lover like me. Another thing I had to do was go with the Walden Farms pancake syrup. This particular pancake syrup is pretty much the only syrup on the market that I've been able to find that does not have any sugar. No sugar, okay? And when you look at the ingredients, if you look at the nutrition facts here, you'll see that it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it that a lot of the traditional syrups has in it, especially the this is calorie free, it's gluten free, no carbs, no sugars of any kind. So with me getting off all of the sugars, I had to find something that tastes good to replace my sugar. So that's it. That's my grocery haul for today. So I'm getting ready to wash up and clean up all of my vegetables, soak them, and put up all my groceries. So if you have any questions or anything, please be sure to leave them in the comment box. If you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And also, if you're not subscribed, please be sure to click on the subscribe button. Okay? So until the next video, y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and blessings to you. And until the next time, take care, take charge, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.